Hey guys, I just wanted to address something that can commonly happen when we decide to fast or do penance one day. Sometimes we can be going through the day and the morning goes by fine, we're feeling a bit hungry, but we're kicking through, and then the day starts going south, and we run into a lot of difficulties that we didn't anticipate. And at that moment, it's really easy to rationalize and say, well, I really didn't know that all these things were going to come up. Maybe really need to eat something to get through this day. That's the reasonable thing to do. And the reason why it's easy to make that rationalization is because food is what nourishes us. It's naturally how we get our sustenance. We need food to live. And so that's going to be the first thing we turn to when we go to difficulties. But one of the greatest benefits of fasting is we realize that beyond our physical nourishment, God is there to support us. And so, in those difficult times, that's actually the best time to be fasting because we need to make a conscious decision. It's like, okay, no, God, I trust that you're going to give me the strength to get through this. And fasting is an act of trust, it's an act of faith. It really does sort of demand for us to go beyond from that natural source of nourishment and put our trust in God. And we do it for something greater than just ourselves too. We do it for the holy souls in purgatory, or for something that one of our friends is struggling with. And it's in those moments of difficulty when kind of the rubber hits the road and where fasting really is beneficial. But there's a few pitfalls too that you can fall into when you're fasting. One of the things that is common is to compare yourself to others. It's like, oh man, they're really fasting a lot and I'm not doing that much. Don't do that. I mean, there's nothing really that's going to benefit you by comparing yourself to others. I mean, St. Catherine of Siena was one of the most austere saints of all time, and I don't think anyone would be recommended to follow some of the penance that she did. I mean, she would only sleep for half an hour once every 2 nights. So yeah, she basically lived on an average of 15 minutes of sleep a night, which is physically impossible. But she was so reasonable, and she would consult for instance women who are pregnant, and she would say, no, eat meat on Friday. I mean, it's your imperative right now not to do penance, but to nourish and raise this little one inside of you. So yes, eat meat on Friday. Fasting should never be seen as a moral obligation. I mean, the only times that we're morally obligated to fast are Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. Don't be falsely pious where you're thinking, oh, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and kind of get a sort of sense of righteousness because you're fasting. No, I mean, fasting is a good way for us to grow, but each one of us are in our own different places in our spiritual life. So don't look at yourself as being better than others because you're fasting. Then you're literally becoming like the Pharisees. But fasting really can help us grow and do amazing things for the kingdom of God. I mean, we have to have faith in this because we can't tangibly see the effects of our fasting, but we can have confidence that by uniting our fasting to Christ, that it will actually do good things in the world and in the world beyond for the holy souls in purgatory. So it's really amazing. And don't fast if it's going to be a health risk to you, and don't fast if you're just going to be grumpy and miserable to other people. But you're not going to die if you refrain from eating for one day, or you eat less one day. So if you can, and you're willing to do it with a positive spirit, then do it, because it's actually amazing, and it can help you grow leaps and bounds in your spiritual life, because you're literally taking away something that's essential for us, which is food, and putting our trust in God and finding our rest in Him. And that's one of the big things that we need to do in the spiritual life, is to mortify that flesh that says, I need this, I need this, I need this. And we do need this, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we are made for something more, and that's for God. And that's what fasting is all about. God bless, guys. Oremus pro vicem. I will probably be streaming again at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So please join me and hit the like button and subscribe. And more videos to come, hopefully. I'm not sure what's going to happen after I'm out of quarantine, but I love doing this, so I really want to make more. Bye. God bless.